There you go.
Welcome to Wager Talk today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We got a locked and loaded show. We've got MLB, we've got WNBA. We're going to talk Kenneth Walker of the Chiefs, their future, and we're going to go over a few other news and notes items. Drew Martin is going to join us. Yankees, Orioles, Cardinals, Reds. We're going to break down that. And then Skee Profit. We're going to talk a little WNBA Tempo Mystics. Huge game tonight, Lynx versus Valkyries. That's the game of the night for sure. We're going to get his thoughts on those. But we have to start with the play of the day. We had a no play yesterday because we had a pitching change. I was awful yesterday. I could not pick a winner to save my life. The Contender Series play, our guy lost to an absolute bum. It was just one of those days where you cannot pick anything right. So today's play of the day is the only client play that we have up for today. It is the tennis doubles play. Starts this afternoon. We're going to take Sinikova and Townsend, and we're going to parlay that with Guo and Mladenovic. Sorry if I butchered those names. Listen, Sinikova and Townsend, they haven't played together since July 9th. This is their very first tournament since then. They won a close one in the first round, but this is still a top two team in the world. They got the rust off. They should be in sync now. And with the injury to Stefani, this is probably the best team in doubles right now. So I do not expect a lot of pushback from Jovic and McNally. Their first tournament playing together. Jovic isn't a top 80 ranked player. I could go on and on and on. Move on to Guo and Mladenovic. They're ranked number 12 and 13 in the world. Full-time team. This team won Wimbledon. Last tournament, they got upset in the first round, but the first round of this tournament, they won in straight sets. I expect them to make a deep run here. Kostyuk and Stearns, they're not in the top 90 ranked players. First tourney they played together in. They barely beat the Williams sisters. They are not on the level of the opponents. So we parlay this minus 128. That is my only client play as of now for today. That is at the WTA Doubles Cincinnati. So there's your play of the day. All right, we got some news and notes here. Injuries keep piling up in NFL. Alvin Kamara is out for at least a month. The news on Jordan Tyson looks bad for the Saints wide receiver. Mike Evans is out with, quote, tightness. That, to me, sounds like they just don't want to get him any more work to get hurt. Baseball, Mariners tie the largest shutout in Major League Baseball, 22-0 win. Sorry, guys. I had Mariners plus 21.5. My bad. Bad handicapping. I'm kidding. We starting to get some NFL news about preseason week 2. The line has now flipped on the 49ers and the Chargers. The 49ers are now favorites. I'll definitely keep looking into that one. It is Paul Skenes Day. I might ask Drew a little bit about this. Paul Skenes gets skipped to start. Maybe the velocity's back, but I don't know. You might look at it over in that one. Mets at plus 122. That kind of feels like a good bet. Their starting pitcher stock has a 6.57 ERA, but only 3 starts. He pitched great in the 2 home starts. He got shelled in the away, and he's home today. Michael King can be shaky on the road. And then just a little note, Taj Bradley's numbers I've noticed for the Twins have been really down the last 3 games. 15 innings, 19 hits, 11 runs, plays the ice-cold Braves. Braves lost the first 2 against Minnesota. Might be a good spot to come back on the Braves. All right, let's bring in Drew Martin to talk a little baseball. Drew, any thoughts on Mr. Skenes, or are you just wait and see what happens?
I mean, my thoughts on him are there's something there, to kind of look to go against him. But I thought you brought it up in terms of having a little bit of extra preparation. Maybe that does help with the velocity. But with a young guy, we're now in the latter half of the month of August. I wouldn't put my hopes in that too much here, Andy. With Skenes and the respect he gets in the betting markets, even though it's not as much as it used to be, he's not a guy I'm necessarily circling to bet on.
Yeah, I get it. To me, it's just I'll be happy to either stay away or bet against him until he shows something's back. So let's talk about the Yankees and the Orioles, Cardinals-Reds. We'll start with the Bronx Bombers and the Orioles. We got Warren and Bassett going pretty close line here. Yankees, feel like it's always going to be a Yankees tax. They come in at minus 120. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees 70 wins on the season. Trying to stay there with the Rays in the top of the AL East, and 5 games back. We'll see if they catch them. But speaking of the Rays, the Baltimore Orioles had a tough series over the weekend, playing 4 games at Tropicana Field. That has been a tough place to win games this season. But sure enough, they won it. They won 3 of 4 there in Tampa. However, they did lose game 1 of this series. You bring up Will Warren and Chris Bassett. Looking at Will Warren, he's a guy I like to bet on, Andy. I mean, you look at his overall numbers, they're not flashy, they're not sexy, but his numbers against Baltimore, very good. I mean, he's gone, 12 innings this season, giving up just 2 earned runs in each start. He's already faced them twice. Pretty good numbers there. And then Chris Bassett on the other side, this is only his second start back from the IL. In his first start, he pitched in that Tampa Bay series I just brought up. He had 3 walks, only 3 strikeouts. It's a little bit alarming to me. That's what makes me look towards the Yankees at -125. However, these Bronx Bombers bats have not been bombing too much. You go over the last 2 weeks, Andy, one of the coldest lineups in baseball. So that's what kept me off of it from a personal bet given out to the clients. But if you're needing something, hey, we're talking about it. Yankees and Orioles tonight. I would go with the Bronx Bombers.
Cardinals and Reds. We got Burns, incredible record and numbers for this year going up against the Cardinals. What do we do with this game?
Yeah, Chase Burns. He's fun to watch. The second pick overall out of Wake Forest as we're getting closer to college football. He signed that $9 million deal, 2.47 ERA. The problem with betting the Reds here, the big red machine, they have not been getting big hits at all. They are one of the coldest lineups, if not the coldest lineup, depending what numbers you want to go off of in baseball, going on after the last week, the last 2 weeks. They're also one of the worst hitting lineups against righties. The benefit is today they're going up against a lefty in Lee Vittori here for the Redbirds. He's been a little bit up and down, 5 ERA on the season. It really makes me look towards the bullpens because this is an interesting kind of schedule spot for both of these two teams. NL Central matchup. This is game 3 of a 5-game series. Yes, you heard that right. 5-game series. They played a doubleheader on Monday, then obviously yesterday, today, and then they got a day game tomorrow. So watch those bullpens. My numbers with both the Cardinals and the Reds have these bullpens pinned about evenly, I guess you could say, in terms of arms ready to go. So, Chase Burns, it looks like the market's on it, though, laying the 45 cents or thereabouts with Cincinnati, and they're just 1-4 their last 5. I actually think you bring up the Yankees tax. Chase Burns, it's no secret anymore. He's a pretty good pitcher. I think the market's on to it. Therefore, I think the Cardinals plus money. Hey, if you're looking for something in this one, the Redbirds catching a nice plus price, plus 135. That's the side I'd go here with the underdog barking, Andy.
Potential on the under with Burns there, with the Reds ice cold, little potential there on the under.
You know what? I didn't look at the weather, and anytime we're talking the Queen City, you kind of gotta just make sure to check the weather, because if you got an under and that wind's 15 miles an hour out, and that bandbox that they call an MLB stadium, you could be in some trouble. It looks like actually wind blowing in a little bit. It is still warm. I don't know, just the location in general. I'm not interested in unders in Cincinnati, but I by no means am I betting the over.
I got you. Seth wants to know thoughts on Ohtani plus money for NL MVP.
Oh, interesting. Haven't checked out the market recently. I mean, Ohtani's a guy that, I mean, are you really going to bet against him? I guess, in a market like that with a lot of other people to bet on, man, Ohtani's just a guy I love to watch. And I think a lot of the writers, a lot of the voters in that market are going to think the same. So
right now it's Armstrong, Picro Armstrong -160, Ohtani plus 130. I don't know, man. I wouldn't give it to him, but at the same time, they might be running out of time to give him an MVP. you know what I mean? Like, how many amazing elite years does he, and how many MVP years does he have under his belt for regular season?
Yeah, I mean, how many years? How old is he? Hold on here. You're catching me a little off guard with this. I like it though. I'm just usually not a futures better here. All right, he's 30. You're right. He's 32 years old.
He's 32.
Yeah. Maybe he gets the benefit of the doubt. I mean, with this plus money, and I believe he's going to come back and pitch here shortly. So at the end with the Dodgers, see, that's another thing when betting futures. Andy, I'm going to bring up a little story here from a couple years ago. Sandy Alcantara.
Story time.
Yeah, everybody knows him now, but like as a lifelong Marlins fan, I saw him come up and the way he was throwing and everything. I bet on him 200-1 to win the Cy Young Award. And sure enough, this is the year before he won the Cy Young Award. And so I was a year early. But one thing that I remembered from making that bet is the Marlins had like 65 wins that season, and they were not in the mainstream. And it seemed like everybody was talking about the Cy Young Award was all the playoff contenders in those games with those other pitchers pitching. And it just always stuck in my head. You got to be, well, not you have to be, but it really benefits you, you know, in the Heisman Trophy, in Cy Young Award, in MVP. The team matters as well, that they're playing in important games at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, that's 32. I'm not. This may be a legacy thing where he gets lobbed an MVP. So interesting take on that one. So, Drew, what do you have going on these days?
Well, unfortunately, I heard you talking about the last couple days. They have been down days. No way around it. It's been a great baseball season, but a couple losses here in a row to start off this week. You bring up the Braves. I'm with you, man, going down. And this is one of the toughest things because I lost on them on Monday and I come back, you know, I'm like, this is the sport of baseball. You can't let one loss get off of you. And sure enough, I lose last night. Now, after doing it again, I like them again, but can I get there? I've spent all morning going back and forth. So I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah, a couple losses, but looking at the Braves here on Wednesday, but getting back on the horse for the third time is always a tough thing in this business. But yeah, preparing for college football, NFL, and rolling right along on the diamond, Andy. It's always fun to be on with you, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Drew Martin. A lot of specials going on over there, over at his page. Drew, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck on the rest of the season. Keep rocking in baseball, man. Go Braves.
Catch him, Andy. Yeah, for sure. No problem.
Go Braves. So, all right. Well, no time to waste. I've told you guys what I have up today. We have that tennis doubles play. I will have an NFL preseason up later today for week 2, and our 5% UFC play will be up later today as I see more and more props coming out. So let's bring in Skee Profit and get our WNBA fix. Skee, happy Wednesday. How are you, man?
Well, I guess if it's happy. I mean, I woke up this morning. I guess it's happy. I'm doing all right. How you doing, Andy?
Hey, listen, I had an awful day yesterday. It happens, but as you know, in this business, like it's just like you can't stay in bed the next day and like be in misery because you dropped a couple. Like it's just right back up because you never know what the next day is gonna bring. So I'm in a pretty decent mood. It was
I've learned how to wash it away. You know, a little bit of tequila helps.
Or depending on how the day goes, a bit of tequila helps. So we got a couple games to break down. Tempo and Mystics, Lynx and Valkyries. Obviously, the Lynx and Valkyries is the game of the night. We'll get to them second, but let's start with the Tempo and Mystics. It's just a tough scheduling spot here for the Tempo. I was like, whoa, Washington -11, but then Tempo lost last night to Indiana, now on the road to Washington, and Washington hammered them earlier this season. So now the line makes sense to me. I'm wondering if you can find anything in this game.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Absolutely, hard spot for this Tempo team. Just played last night. Now I have to go from Canada over to Washington to play versus a Mystics team who I think they had 3 days off. to get ready for this game. Mystics team, who's been playing really good basketball post All-Star break. It's just we haven't seen the tempo unrested at all, but we've seen them as on the road as road underdogs or as big road underdogs, and they've been good. I think they're 5-3 as double-digit dogs, 11-5 as road dogs in general. And they've got Brittany Sykes back in the lineup. As long as she doesn't sit here on a second of it back to back, that's a boost for this team as well. So this is for the most part, a situation they've been good on all year. If you take away the rest, and the Mystics, for as good as they've played, now I feel like you might have to pay a premium for them. I mean, they've been a favorite of more than 7 just one time all season, and they didn't cover. So I just don't view the Mystics as a team that I want to expect to win by this big of a margin. To win by double digits, for me, I need the team to do a couple things well: shoot the 3 well, defend the 3 well, and I mean, I can go on a couple more things, but the Mystics, I don't think do either one of those things. So I just don't trust them in this point spread range. I would be looking at the tempo plus the points.
I can't believe I would say this, but I would agree with you. The line just feels like insanely big. Like even on the back-to-back, even playing the Fever last night, they just seem to find a way to cover some of these big spreads. So I would agree that it's them or nothing. So we move on to the Lynx and the Valkyries. Huge game. I did a same game parlay video on this game tonight. I'm excited to see if you're on the same side as me. What do you think?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, this Valkyries team, they're impressive. They're extremely impressive. Second year, second straight year making the playoffs. Coach of the year last year has proven, no fluke. She has her team ready to go every single game. The environment they created at Valhalla, it's almost like a college experience, how crazy the fans are for their home team there. So I like everything that they have going for the Valkyries right now. This is also a very important game. Valkyries just 3 games behind the Lynx as far as for that number 1 spot in the standings. And these teams play again within a week. So 2 extremely important games. Now, when all those nice things I said about the Valkyries, all those things, I mean, the Valkyries are 0-8. They've never beaten the Lynx in the existence of their franchise, which is 2 years. So yes, Golden State is a good team. But in the words of my guy Dutch, there's levels to this shit. And Minnesota is on a completely different level. They've already beaten the Valkyries twice this season. That was without Fee in the lineup. Now you add, MVP caliber player, Nafisa Collier, fully healthy Lynx team. A Lynx team that's had extended rest. And yes, I just praise Natalie Nakase, for how good of a job she's done as a coach. Who's a better coach than her? Cheryl Reeve. And with a couple extra days to prepare in an important game, I would trust her to have her team ready to go. So I think the Lynx are the right side in this game. And we'll see how it goes.
I was leaning towards the over in this one. I found this stat interesting. The last 5 games, this is your number 1 and number 2 offensive rated teams in the league. So I mean, listen, you're taking a chance when you're taking an over in a Valkyries game, but I was just like, close game, 2 offenses clicking. Maybe we got there. So interesting one. Even Celine noticed the offense. So Drew didn't get a chance to ask you while he was on there. What's your favorite casino in Vegas now?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, we know what the answer has been over the years, but times are changing. I don't think I have one currently. I don't. I just kind of float around to different ones every single day. I used to be a mainstay for me now. I mean, over the years, but not anymore. So unfortunately, I don't think I have one anymore, Drew.
Well, I'll have you come out to Indianapolis and I'll take you to the couple casinos around me, and that will make you appreciate what you have in Las Vegas a lot
I'll
more.
tell you a really, really quick story that I can remember that made me appreciate Vegas. Maybe I need to think about that a little bit more. But it was last time I went to Detroit. So people over there in the office will know. I went out to, I forget if it was the BetMGM poker room place or it's the other casino poker place. And, I'm playing. It's about 1:30 a.m. Gets to 1:45, something like that. And, they're coming around for last call. I'm like, last call? What is this? And so I ordered my drink, and I want to finish playing a little bit of hands. The lady gives me my drink. She stands there and is waiting for me to finish it. Apparently, I cannot hold the drink in the casino after 2 a.m. I was like so irritated and frustrated. It just made me appreciate Vegas even more. We're spoiled over here.
Yeah. In Indianapolis, we had a chance to build a casino in downtown, and instead we built not one downtown. We built two of them like 45 minutes outside, and they're in these small towns. One of them smells like chicken pot pie and failure. The other one is just like the other one is like it's all electronic. There's no dealers, and the ones that they do have are they're the slowest dealers. Like every time I look, I was like, your boss has got to be going nuts. The lack of hands that you're getting per hour here. They do have awesome horse racing tracks, which is why they were built. But yeah, as far as the casino goes, they were rough. Yeah, I took my wife there for our anniversary once. We walked in and did one lap and just like continued walking back outside to the car. Like, let's just get a movie at home.
I feel you on that.
Oh, it's a little rough. So, all right, what do you have going on over at WagerTalk, Skee?
Well, overall, so far this year, I'm up somewhere around the 115 unit mark. I do have a play up for today. It's one of the two games that we talked about. And I feel pretty confident about it. So if you want to rock with me on that, if you want to see the write-up, you can find it on my page. And, NBA is still creeping up. If you want to get in with the NBA early bird, I made over 100 units last year. I'm up plus 275 units, over the last handful of years. NFL, I know that's coming up too. If you guys are interested in that from me, I do have a future already that I really absolutely love. I'm 20-7 on futures. And player props. If you're a person who likes player props, I believe I was 17-8, something like that last season. So that's what you can look for, on my page if you're interested.
We're always interested, Skee. You've been having a phenomenal year. Congratulations to you, and thanks for joining us every Wednesday. Rest up. Let's have a good Wednesday.
Later.
All right, man. Skee Profit joining us on a Wednesday. Again, we'll have a 5% UFC play that is up. We'll have an NFL preseason play that is up. We're starting to get it's a lot of joint practices this week. So the more information we get from joint practices and the more information about, hey, who's starting. I'm actually not too worried about who starts in these NFL games. I feel like these lines are determined by who's starting. It's like, well, they're playing their starter. And it's like, yeah, for 7 plays. Who's coming in for a majority after the starters? That's the information that I look for. So Zach is all in on the Guardians. I gotta give Zach credit. He is hammering this one home. So Zach, make sure you show up tomorrow so we can celebrate with you when this one hits. I got a good feeling on the Guardians. So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up with our NFL future of the day. It is running back Wednesday. We're going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs newly acquired Kenneth Walker over under a hefty 949.5 rushing. Okay, so Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, and Brashard Smith rushed for over 1,200 yards combined last year. Right now, the depth chart in Kansas City is Kenneth Walker, Emari DeMercado, Emmett Johnson, and Brashard Smith in the backfield. The Chiefs' offensive line, depending on what website you look at, they're all ranked above average. PFF has them ranked 8th. PFF has a lot of faith in them this year. Josh Simons and Creed Humphrey are studs. So, to me, it goes to health. Walker played 17 games last year. He got 221 rushes for 1,027 yards when it was kind of a split backfield. You've got Mahomes coming back from the ACL. They are not going to want Patrick Mahomes to run at all in the first half of the year. I think they really brought in Walker to take a heavy load this year. 221 rushes is not a lot of wear and tear on the body last year. They do play some tough defenses, But then they have some defenses that he's going to have a field day against. Weeks 2, 3, and 4, he gets the Colts, the Dolphins, and the Raiders. So I think he gets off to a huge, huge start here. I'm going to go with the over on this one. I'm trying to decide whether it's good enough for a client play. I don't think it is because I don't like taking these big numbers on the over. But, man, if this guy plays 15 or 16 games, I think they lean on him pretty heavy, especially early on, and he gets some good matchups. Don't be surprised if he's halfway to this total by week 6, maybe even week 5. So we'll see. But I really like Kenneth Walker to have a good year. Fantasy-wise, I don't know where I stand on him because I don't know if he's going to be the true goal line back or if there's going to be short passes to Travis Kelce. But yards-wise, I think he'll be good. I have not drafted him in any mocks, but I think Kenneth Walker has a nice year for the Chiefs. You have him. I have the number 3 pick in fantasy. Would love to see him in round 2. In round 2, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that'd be good. That's about where he went in my big draft. So, all right, that's going to do it for a Wednesday. Quick show. Tomorrow we got a big show. Yanni's going to join us. We're going to start going over UFC. We got a big fight weekend. PFL, BKFC, and UFC. So a lot of work to be done handicapping those, and we'll start going over those tomorrow. Don't forget, NFL preseason bet will be up tonight, as well as the 5% UFC play. And then tomorrow we start getting locked and loaded for the weekend. Appreciate you guys joining for us. Good luck on all your bets. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Don't forget the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Hit the bell. That way you get notified when videos go live. And myself and Jan drop the BMW championship video. So if you want to get ready for golf, that video is up right now. Big tournament this weekend with some good plays. Good luck on your bets. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.